Okay, binder 1 is done. So this was planning questionnaires, Kerner box, October the 30th, 67 to November the 7th, 1967. Now, we are moving on to the National Advisory Commission on Civil Disorders, Subgroup 11, Planning Questionnaires, October to November 1967. It's a lot of pages, people, and one at a time, which is fine by me, because it's going to spit out 7, something that was made available that I could have, I don't want to lose everything, because, I don't know. Things change fast when you make it this far, okay? Before, they would say, can I take care of this and remove it? Now they just, whoo! I try to screenshot first, because then if it goes, whoo, well, at least maybe. Oh, but they broke my heart. It was bad. It was so bad. I told you this. I went to the OneDrive. I left one browser. I closed the door and walked and opened another door. And I said, all right, it's here. It's safe here. Oh, I thought it was safe. Is that like 1992, write a paper on computer crime? Oh, this was so bad. I go back to the other room, and of course, I deleted it. And then I went back. You have to unsync it. You don't want them linked together. I didn't do that. The God of the God. That's your smart friend. Lifeline. And that thing is so smart. It doesn't matter. It's gone because it's no longer in. You deleted it. They were together. It kills me. It breaks my heart. Just a few things. Because there's 2 addresses from Tarrytown, New York from 1967, believe it or not. And I think they're still there in the same area. And also Towers, PERRIN, CROSBY. That's incredible too. I will win my cases with Judge CROSBY. Judge CROSBY, I walked past the village hall and he said, are you ready to wear the hat, Sophia? He had a Stetson. I don't know what he's talking about. He's got a good obituary. I read them all. They're so informative. He grew up in Cuba. His father worked for the INSUKAR company. Yeah, so it's Towers, PERRIN did our 401k plan. And Towers, it can't be Towers Records. And PERRIN was from Texas, a senator, I believe. It's not the Christiania Mall in Delaware. It's Christiania General Insurance Corporation, 102 White Plains Road, Tarrytown, New York. Maybe not too far from what was once the Westchester Premier Theater or the Star Magazine. That's the first one from Tarrytown, and then there's another one not too far away from here. You see, what happened with this South Street Seaport, and I took my second vacation to Cancun, 3 days, 2 nights. What I'm saying is, the Adamin, that's it. These are my first vacations in life. They had honeymoons. No, 3 days, 2 nights. And this time I didn't go to Hoboken. The first time, my friend that worked at Lord & Taylor in the daytime, and he worked at KINKOS at night, very nice gentleman. He said he had a friend in Hoboken, so I did it for the first time. Amtrak, New Jersey train, and then right there, a couple of blocks, and then like 3 steps up some steps. Very nice girl. Holiday Inn, not the Crown Princess. And then the second time, I didn't go to Hoboken. Somebody once said I followed some bad advice, and I went to the guy on Main Street, and he didn't want my money. He didn't want, oh, don't. I know where I want to go. I know what I want to do, and he doesn't like that. Mr. G.H. CROFOOT, manager, NORDISK Reinsurance Company, Ltd., 102 White Plains Road, Tarrytown, New York, 1059-1. I'm not saying they can't have it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying when things are not made public, that were once public, and if you're not making all these public things public, I'm going to use this example. So now I'm in Mexico, and I take the jungle horse ride, not the beach. My gentlemen give me Miguel because when we went to the Poconos, because the garment workers, they gave the chair lady a better mortgage on the Poconos, but we couldn't afford it, but we went to check it out. Well, we're in the barn, and I got a pony. Palisades, it's pony races. I know, I scored points that day. She's not hitting the pony. My pony's eating. Baltimore won that day. Not this time. Not this time. So now, Miguel is the horse. Oh, I got up just like I knew what I was doing. It was easy. He's gentle. Miguel, he's white. It's a white horse. Somebody else had a white horse, too. And so I had the lemon pedal because the guy gave it to me. Just not everybody, just me. Then there's this blue butterfly. I said, wow, I don't think he's supposed to be here. So I remembered, this is how it happened, I swear to God. I remembered somebody else, to be nameless, that invited me to their wedding. She traveled the farthest. Well, we also went to the South Street Seaport. And I remembered the butterfly store. And it's got these. So I went to see where the blue butterfly is from and where its migration pattern. I now know where John Street is and Pearl Street. And I will say I turned around and I swear to God it was Billy Joel. But he had a gray. If I didn't ask Tony Randall, I'm not going to ask some stranger, are you Billy Joel? I don't care. So basically, look, I don't know what you were doing, but everything has always been public information. Your problem, truthfully, your problem is, number one, I went all over Baltimore and nobody bothered me. That's your problem. Number two, there's pictures of the housing police, and you knew I didn't, but I've read everybody's catalogs. They have the right to invoke this against students. If you do something in the city street that belongs to whoever them, you can get in trouble. Did that happen? The policy paper hypothetical using the real Maryland Student Service Alliance. Once again, did that happen to anybody else? And I'm not a student, I mean to a parent, because it didn't. That paper was turned in. It wasn't the city, it was the administration. That I wrote the policy paper, I would know what it was about. It's kind of like a thesis statement, but Maryland has never used that. Don't. You haven't. We didn't learn the thesis statement until another university. So I will attack your Board of Regents, because don't. I will. New York, English. It's not on me. You don't bother me either. We don't have a thesis statement in Maryland. We'll leave it at that. I took business English. There is no thesis statement, okay? Don't throw mud. Unless it's that Israeli, oh, that's very expensive. Something like this, I'm just telling you. It was a success in the city. The class advisor to the graduating class of Dunbar accepted it. You understand what that means? That means he's okaying 400 students in his charge. They will adopt a middle school and the entire block. Do you think somebody would have said, and maybe they worked, Thompson versus HUD? Somebody in my class is yakking away about the tobacco lawsuit. That's Angelos. He hasn't won yet. It doesn't, I don't care. I'm not there. But what you did is all mine. You shouldn't have done it. That's what ooh. Miniature Balkans. Don't advertise it like that. Sociological haven. It says I was going to help her change her major. Yeah, that's not the rule. Transfer coordinator was the rule. It doesn't matter. So it passed in the school. Now I took on the role of the student, and I walked to the St. John's Male School. Oh, the Korean deli. Let's not forget. And he, very nice to me. The St. John's Male School, the African-American woman told me about the soup kitchen. The other lady, she opened up her house. She told me her father said, but she's been there for 30 years. You know nothing of science. You're no help. You're just a ghetto resident. The people who gutted the copper pipes and the stained glass were not from here. The community was a success. It failed by William Donald Schaefer. Don't. I had my whole life ahead of me. And I know all the right people. Oh, he was so happy. Have you ever seen William Donald Schaefer happy? He's a marketer. He's a promoter. You know, he could have been great at a circus like Roustabout. You see that movie with Barbara Stanwyck? Elvis. You gotta watch it. That's your problem. Wrong kind of TV. The Big Fan, the Onions, Roustabout. He could have sold some serious. And then I said, oh, this is going so well. But I should have asked him, I had so many questions. What was it like being at the University of Baltimore Law School, like before a fax machine? How did that information? We'll never know. We won't. Coming from Washington, coming from Franklin. President General Insurance Company of Trieste. That's where that ends. I know all the right people. Now, I feel sorry for that Montgomery County lady, because that brings me back to Flynn 7 neighborhoods of Montgomery County, JFK. Works out perfect for me. Thank you. But he knew all the right people, and then I said, this is going really well. And I reached into my pocket and I took out the picture, but it was a beautiful picture. It really was. The bricks were nice. The cement was in there. And it said Mayor William Donald Schaefer. He went crazy. At first, he looked like a little kid and then he got something. Yeah, that was something in itself. Yeah, that's the history of insurance in Trieste. Don't you think the Board of Regents should have made that a key word? Oh, there's so many, right? And now we're here, memo to reinsurance intermediaries. Because I started with this one months ago. And there is a Noonan from Pittsburgh. And it better not be related to Peggy. Oh, is she not doing a good job? Stock burglary. That's when the store is closed. I don't know what it is that they're doing now. That's like that show with the carriage and you have 15 seconds and they just go. Yeah, I think somebody's just making fun of everybody. That's what I think. Because I have Jasper John's Watchman, because some people now call it the Watchman, private, but no security guard. They don't use the word security guard. Watchman, Jasper John's, well, that's up to you. Tokyo. And it doesn't bother me. Listen, my work is accurate. Do not, so you're jealous of me. You should be. You didn't do your job right. All they had to do, and if you don't bother me. I'm fully integrated. You're going to tell class president what? You're not going to say anything to me. Ever in life. Trust me. You really don't bother me. That's it. Now I got to finish. And then there's 4 more other files. I'm right where I should be. Some people, I look at it this way. In the olden days, some people didn't go for their doctorate degree till 55, and I'm not. Trust me, I'm done. Canada has an entirely different view. You're the expert, Sophia. Do not. She was my teacher. You're nothing in life. You're somebody who made a big mistake. A mistake that cost a lot of people a lot. And instead of fixing it, you make it wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong. Just because you have the lawyers to make it look right, it's not. You don't bother me. Because one way or another, I will figure out this alien property. And I'm just knowing, as I said to someone now nearly 2 weeks ago, because technically it's their territory too. You have to know the key players. Spiliothi's city planning put there by Smokey. Auschenklaus, I hope not related to Jack Hay. Auschenklaus. And my friend Bonaparte. But Napoleon didn't die on Elba. This is Elba. What? I don't know. He didn't do well after he left that island. Your problem, Your problem is you lack a sense of humor. I have never lost my sense of humor for everything you have done. Oh, please. You have done. There is nothing that I say in life that's wrong. You have done to me in the United States of America, and you don't. What's done is done, and we'll take it. What are you going to take back? You're not going to take back anything. You've done nothing to me. I'm right where I should be. My questions were always right because Ben Holman is in charge of that Chicago media plan. This is from the very beginning. Every question that I ever asked is spot on. And instead of just, you don't bother me, because that is a problem in itself. We have to cross too many departments. I left you 2 messages. Kick it back and I will start all over. And I will put it in there. Don't not start and not tell me where you are. We'll start all over. Because the question is being answered in this direction. It's kind of like the Eisenhower release where they sent me to this Department of Justice and like the Rent song, 7,000. No, that's a FOIA request from the Department of Justice. 7,000 days. Well, it was online. The J. Edgar Hoover civil rights, including the New York Herald journalist Drummond. Get out of Charlotte Ray. What were they? What you talking about, Willis? Who were that? Different strokes. It's not going to get you anywhere. They're digging your hole deeper. You can do whatever you want to do, and as I said, I'm where I should be. What you in Maryland did with that Ben Holman and your Chicago, you're sitting somewhere laughing up a storm. The studs Turkle, that I'm not picking. I'm being given. There are 3 actors, and I think one was the man from Uncle. He will be doing a show in Chicago. And I am almost positive he is publicizing his doctoral dissertation from a college in California. And he says, but for some reason, I really can't find it on that recording. Well, whichever recording it was, news will repeat to the point where you no longer care. And I don't care about that either. Because Chicago has a theater district, not the movie play Chicago. Now, if you want to stay in Horaceville, you go ahead. Gypsy Rose Lee is not about, it's the boas. It really, where are those feathers, which, some of those feathers, you can't pluck them, it's illegal. Are they fake feathers, like fake flowers? Yeah. If I want to know where those feathers came from. Ooh, and when I look at Las Vegas, ooh, where do they come from? It's about the bird. It's always about the bird. What is that song? Hold on. No, I'm not going to sing it, because then on the bottom of her shoe it says, smile, right? Let me. No, I don't want to sing that song. Because who doesn't know it? You don't know Gypsy? Harl Malden, before he did On the Waterfront, where there's a mole. But how about that flashbulb scene? I'll figure that out too. Boom, boom. I'll figure it all out. Actually.